and Hitler.
Hello, Lucia. Today we will be presenting a spooky story. Vai, bichinho.
In May 2001, a group of three girls went missing in the woods of Interlakes, Canada. 2 months later, some locals found a diary that seemed to be belong to the girls. It read,
It all began on that weird island with the two trees. Me and my best friends, Lolita and Victoria, had decided to go camping in the woods near our house. We couldn't have had any idea of what was about to occur. My mother would tell us stories about trees that weren't really trees. She said that they would move when you weren't looking and change positions behind your back. There are things in those woods, Shella, that defy logical explanation, she would say. I never paid any attention to those tales. I probably should have.
We settled down in a patch of trees near the lake. Victoria had brought camping supplies in a tent. When night began to fall, I went to pick up my phone to take pictures for the Instagram, of course, and found that its battery was dead. So were my friends' phones and all of our electronic equipment. All we had left was an old satellite phone, which had 5% left. Victoria went out of the tent to use the device. She closed the screen after her. She waited for 5 minutes. Nobody came back. All we could hear was muffled footsteps outside. We were too scared to do anything, so we just waited until the sun rose.
After sunrise, we went straight away to the nearest Starbucks, the safest location. But we found nothing of the sort. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't have believed it. Where the Starbucks used to be was an old abandoned house in 1969 style. As soon as we arrived on the property, we heard a loud scream. Lolita! Oh my god. Lolita ran away immediately. I stayed. I was terrified, but I needed that drippy and juicy choco chip smoothie. Oh my god. I found one on the ground nearby and drank it out. My energy was regained.
As I approached the house, I began to notice a strange doll by one of the windows. Its hair was old and dusty, almost rotting. I couldn't believe my eyes when it opened its mouth and spoke to me. Hello there, young one. It spoke to me in a strange medieval voice. Don't you need to use the restroom after that big chalky chip smoothie? I can feel your bladder bursting from here. Ha 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 ha. Indeed, I was in a dire need of peeing. As soon as the doll spoke, the house's door was opened by an invisible force. I stepped inside to satiate my primal urge to urinate.
As soon as I stepped inside, I began to have second thoughts. It was dark and smelly. It might have someone dead here, or some ghost just dropped a huge poop. Nevertheless, it was extremely spooky. About halfway through the corridor to the restroom, I began to hear a faint voice whispering my name.
Shella.
Who's there?
Shella.
I said, who's there? I asked. To my shock and horror, something replied in the exact same voice as mine.
Who's there?
Like an corrupted CD. My horror was unimaginable. I looked outside the window, only to find that the doll was gone. And its face was this face. The best way I can describe it is as a disfigured human, like someone who hadn't seen the sunlight in years. It was smiling. That was the worst part. It was smiling. Still, the urge to pee was enormous. I went to the bathroom expecting the worst.
The bathroom was surprisingly clean. Strangely, the light on all of the stalls were turned off, except for two. One of them had the door locked. I tried to enter, but I couldn't. But there was no one there. That one was on the left. I entered the stall which had the door unlocked, on the right. As I pulled down my pants to pee, I felt something in my pocket. A Polaroid camera, apparently forgotten from before. As I was sitting down on the toilet, I heard that whisper again. Shella. This time, it was to my left. I looked down, and there it was again. That horrible, distorted face. I snapped a picture and ran away as fast as I could while I was peeing. I think the fact that I peed on the floor angered whatever was chasing me, because even now, 4 hours later, I can still hear it. Even after running away all the way back to the woods. I hear footsteps behind me all the time. I don't think it's just paranoia. Sometimes I see shadows, and sometimes, just like my mom said, the trees are moving. I don't think I'm gonna make it out of this alive. I found this book in the house, and I took it with me. I hope someone finds these pages that I'm writing down. I left the picture I took in between them. I hear it coming closer. Oh God, the face!
These were the last words written on the diary. Attached to it, there was a bloody picture on screen right now. The 3 girls are missing to this day. Nobody has found them. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.